Gentlemen, we have hit a new record last month. So it's November. Last month was October, right? We're here at the iconic Ferry building in San Francisco, about to go on a little run to start the morning. And you stretch out, it's hella cold though. So last month we hit a record, and this was a record where, okay, technically we actually did hit this number before we hit 17K. We did 17K in February or March or somewhere earlier this year. But it was like an unsustainable record that we hit at the time. It was kind of like a fluke, all right? Meaning like one of our clients pretty much gave us a ton of work just out of nowhere. They increased their budget like crazy temporarily. Since then, honestly, I wasn't able to reach that number again. But like I said a few months ago, I was changing some systems, changing some client acquisition methods, some responsibility splits in the team, staying really consistent with our lead flow, with our client acquisition, with lead generation, closing new clients. Because before, it was one client was responsible for like 75% of our income, honestly. Like that's what it was. But we hit that record. It felt really good to hit the record, but it was like a fluke business wise, right? Now this time though, it spread out way more evenly. Let me put this in the car so we don't get a ticket. We decided on taking the Track Hawk again today. Mopar, baby. But this time our revenue is split way more evenly. We have multiple clients paying us multiple thousands a month. And then we have maybe like 4 clients that pay us less than 1,000, like just under 1,000 a month. It's just spread out way more evenly. So that way, if we do end up losing a client, which hopefully we don't, but if we do end up losing one, then it's not going to be a giant dip in our revenue. You know, maybe the biggest client is probably responsible for still a pretty big portion. If I'm being honest, I think one of our clients is probably responsible for like 35% of our revenue, way better than 75%. And this time it's actually sustainable. And actually, everyone is kind of like doubling down on content. I think Q4, everyone's getting excited for Christmas. They're trying to get out content, trying to build their brand before the new year so they could start the new year strong. So anyways, yeah, that's really exciting. We're gonna run to Coit Tower, which is a iconic building here, or a tower here in San Francisco.
It's made by women.
It was made by women because women are strong. Rosie the Riveter. What are some other strong independent women? That's not it. Don't say that. Rosie the Riveter. I'm gonna have to remove this segment. I'm gonna get flamed. Ice Spice, the strong independent women. Taylor Swift.
Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande.
Selena, yeah, we're just naming celebrities at this point, man. Independent, strong women. Yes. Okay, let's start to run. Let's go. We're trying to get up there. We made it to the top. Really nice view. But if I'm being honest, we jogged maybe only half of that and walked the rest because halfway it was all stairs. So I think we did literally half a mile of stairs. I tried jogging the stairs, but bruh, I'm not Rocky Balboa. Anyways, regardless, so we made it here. This is Coit Tower, one of the nicest viewpoints in the city. I'm gonna show like the city and everything. Not only is it a nice viewpoint, but it's a very iconic structure as well. Also, I forgot to mention, so in a previous video, I had said that my highest month was 18K. I was wrong. I did my bookkeeping all messed up, right? I'm not an accountant, although now my accounting and bookkeeping is a lot sharper, a lot more accurate. But what I meant last time was we had 18K in deposits that month, but it was because some invoices were delayed. So it was like some invoices from the previous month rolled over into that one month. So that's why it looked like I made 18K in that month, but it wasn't like 18K in revenue generated for that month specifically, if that makes sense. But now it's like we actually hit 17K revenue generated in this month. So it's not necessarily cash receivables because of like but it's also not like pay infos. I know a lot of people online, they'll be like, yo, I just made $100,000 this month, but then like they're selling contracts that are 12 months long. So it's like, bro, you didn't make 100,000, you made 8,000. I mean, 100,000 collected in one month is still great, don't get me wrong, but it's not 100K reoccurring revenue every single month, you know what I'm saying? So don't get yourself twisted, don't get yourself mixed up in that, because I used to think like, how are these guys hitting these huge numbers? And it turns out they're just saying like what they're projected to make for the rest of the year, you know? So people always stretch the numbers, so you gotta watch out for that. But anyways, yeah, so hey, don't hate on me. All right, I just made a mistake, honest mistake. But now my bookkeeping is solid. I'm climbing towers, we're climbing stairs. Also, I got some other good news. So I closed my first operating info product. I get confused with all this new lingo, you know what I'm saying? I'm an old man. Growth operating, info product agencies. SMMA is kind of getting outdated a little bit, it feels like. I do run a content agency, but it's a content agency that focuses on the growth and revenue generation of our customers. You know, it's not like we just editing videos for fun. We're editing videos so that they can expand their brand and business online. So anyways, we're gonna go to this coffee shop that's got like sports cars in it and vintage cars and whatnot. So we'll go there and I'll explain kind of how I got that client, what it took, and everything I would recommend to anybody else that are trying to get into not only the content agency side, but the actual info product growth agency side, because that's where the big numbers are at. Like, yeah, I'll explain later. Yeah, let's run back down though. Man. How did I get my info product growth agency clients, IPGA, right? Info product client. So let me tell you, okay, I'm gonna tell you like what it took for me, what the interview process was, how to convince them, because like I don't have any experience when it comes to actually helping people grow their info products. Now I have experience working with people, like editing videos for them, sort of helping them with like branding, managing their social media a little bit to like people who are just starting off. But this guy is someone who actually has experience. Like he actually has been in the industry for a while. He's getting back into things, and he has a really, really high ticket kind of consulting program, I guess you could say, consulting service. So maybe it's not a course where some people, you know, everyone's thinking like a school community is what you need, but he's not doing that. He's going one-on-one, very high level, works with like CEOs of name brand companies that you probably would recognize, which is insane. I can't believe I'm landing these clients, bro. I swear, it's like, what the and a lot of people say Upwork is trash. Bro, I literally built my whole entire agency, all the clients that I've worked with, phenomenal people, most of them, 99% of them. One of them, not so phenomenal. But hey, you know, I'll keep it professional. It is what it is. You know, there's two sides of the story. Anyways, how did I land this client was literally just doing what I do every day, which is send out proposals on Upwork, right? And I'm not affiliated with Upwork. I know I sound like that because I talk about it all the time. If I were really successful with like cold emails and I use the software for cold emails, I'd be plugging that software. I'd be telling you guys like, yo, putting you guys on game. Check out this software. It's helped me do X, Y, and Z. There's other freelancing sites too, right? Fiverr, you can try. I think there's one called Contra or something. You could try all that too. But I've had success with Upwork. Like that, it's just been, I've been grinding on it for a while now, and I kind of figured out how to get clients. Okay, so how did I convince this guy to work with me? What was the process like? So we got on an initial call. I actually did not attach a Loom video, but what I did was I have a VSL, which is a video sales letter, that I automatically attach to all of my cover letters. Highly recommend you doing that if you don't want to do the custom looms. I tried doing the custom looms again, but like I said, I do a lot of outreach now. And so just because of the volume, it kind of makes no sense at this point for me to do custom looms for each one. It's kind of just like, get them out. Obviously there's personalization. But I tried to make my VSL, my video sales letter, very, very impressive. And all of the clients in my VSL, a lot of like the case studies that I got were case studies that I didn't get paid a lot for. Two of them, I would say I got paid like I get paid like a good amount to work with those clients. One of them specifically, and a few others as well, it's like, you know, we took an L, if I'm being honest, man. Like, but we took an L financially up front, but I knew that with this case study client, with this portfolio client, it would be worth it in the end. Like I knew that I could leverage that to get these higher ticket clients, these next opportunities, right? So that's exactly what I did. Actually, for one of them, he's one of the best case studies I have, but he was paying for some of the videos we edited, it was equivalent to $4 an hour. Like insane. But very, very grateful for the opportunity to work with him, because that's what allowed us to get to this point right now. I say that because even this client that I'm working right now, the info product clients, the consulting clients, whatever you want to call it, the high ticket consulting, whatever you want to call it, okay? I'm not getting paid an absorbent amount. A lot of people are like, yeah, you can close them for like $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 plus 10%, da 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 da. Once I'm established, I definitely plan on doing that. But this is like my first chance of actually being able to prove myself, being like, yo, I worked with this client, I got him all these sales, we increased his business, we made him X money per month by working with us, you know? So I can really start to establish myself, and after this client, I'll be able to really charge future clients a lot more, like what I feel like my team is worth. So yeah, the interview process, first of all, that's what caught his attention, was the fact that I made the VSL, he really liked it, and then in the VSL, it's not just me being like, hey, very nice to meet you, my name's Akash, da da da. You can start that way, right? I would never say, like, don't delay doing outreach just because you're scared. My first VSL was not good, but like I've redone the VSL, I don't even know, like twice a year, maybe sometimes 3 times a year. I redo my VSL because I'm like, man, this could have been better, that could have been better, this could have been more engaging, I could have said this information a little bit better, right? Maybe I need to just change random changes like that. So I did that to the VSL. And for this one, I have like my entire process. I have all my case studies. I have like the animations and everything. Like I show off our editing inside of the actual VSL. A lot of editors, what they'll have is they'll have kind of like a portfolio video where it shows like multiple client videos in a compilation. But what I did was I showcased our editing in the VSL. So like the way that I did the captions, the way that I did the effects, the animations, the transitions. Like it was like, okay, these guys definitely know what they're doing. The way that I scripted it as well. The way, like I said, I keep redoing it, right? So the way that I scripted it, I make sure it was engaging. I make sure it was like sales oriented, but also not too pushy. I wanted to be like authentic. So there's like a balance to it. Everyone has kind of their own branding and own tonality and way they want to approach it. So he really messed with that. He really liked the VSL. And then we got on the interview, and it was a long interview. I think it was like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So these aren't just quick 30-minute discussions that you can like, you know, close the client where it's like, hey, I'm the one asking the questions, buddy. Like, I know some people say like, you have to be the one asking the questions. You have to be the one in the frame, which I think eventually that does make sense if you're doing a high volume of sales. It's not like I'm just packed with sales calls every single day, all day. So it's kind of a different approach that I take to this. I'm trying to build a relationship with this client too, right? Coincidentally too, I just remembered I actually was interviewing with 2 different info product clients. One of them is actually one of the largest like real estate investor clients, or not clients, one of the largest real estate investor influencers in the space. Very well established. Still waiting to hear back from them though. I don't know if I'll end up closing them, but we'll see. I had like multiple rounds of interviews with them as well. Yeah, let me talk about the skills that I stacked. The Loom video I made showing like the SOPs, because he was really impressed by my SOPs, how I am very structured with the way that I approach things, the systems that I made. And yeah, we'll do that in the next place. We're at Lombard Street now. We're hitting all the iconic places. This is the world's curviest road. I don't know, maybe someone's probably broken the record. I'm sure Dubai has a curvier road somehow, but check out this car. See how I was going through the curves? First, let me get to the skills that I stacked in order to close this client, right? Because skill stacking is super important. There's not one single, like singular skill that helped me, although definitely my specialization in like video editing, organic content, that definitely helped because that's just what I do. Like that's our main kind of service that we offer. All the complementary skills is what made it so that this guy trusted me with this project, right? So like I've managed some social media pages. That's definitely helped. The scripting that I've done for clients, which is kind of like a newer thing that I started doing. I have like a brief history with paid ads. I was trash before because that was like when I first started, and I believed the gurus saying like, oh, everyone can do Facebook ads. You just hire someone on Fiverr to do it for you, and then you're good. You got a business. Yay. That stuff is fake. Don't believe them, man. I mean, theoretically it is true, but it's like, bro, if someone's good at Facebook ads, they're just gonna get their own clients. Why would they work for you? You know? So you gotta get good at by your own. But I've been running ads by myself now. Then we did short form content editing. That's when stuff really started to take off. And then we did long form content editing as well, and then dive back into like the social media management side of things too. So it was like long form, but it was mainly like just video editing. After that, I think it was like, I think after video editing, was probably scripting and like copywriting. I tried to get better at scripting content, which is like kind of a more recent thing. So we've been doing just straight up video editing for a long time. And then after the scripting, appointment setting and DM nurturing. So I created like this flow chart, and that's the thing. Okay, so I got on the initial call with this guy, right? The initial meeting was just like a regular interview, getting to know each other. But by then I knew, okay, this guy is like a really warm lead. So what I'm gonna do, and what I did for him, was I recorded a Loom video after the initial meeting, right? So this is usually I would say like do it like when you're doing the actual proposals. And if you're like struggling to get clients, I still think that's a good thing to do. Just like do it for the proposals. That's what I did when I first started on the platform. But for this case, I wanted to make a really detailed and customized Loom video for him. So I made a Loom video explaining like, hey, here's exactly how I'm going to structure everything for you. Your entire funnel, the platforms we're going to be posting, the type of content we're going to be posting, what it's going to look like for you, what the scripts are going to look like, what the hooks are going to look like. And here's a flow chart. Like I created this massive flow chart saying like, hey, if someone DMs you, this is how we're going to do it. So inbound DMs are going to be, this section of the flow chart. Outbound DMs are this section of the flow chart. 2 little pointer things being like, for outbound, here's one way it could go, another way it could go, and then multiple, you know what I'm saying? So I did all this sort of customization, and once he saw that, I think that's the thing that really made me stand out above everybody else, all the other candidates, because I was like, bro, I'm giving you this value. Because what he could have done is easily just taken that strategy that I laid out for him and just done it himself, or just hire like a cheaper VA. Actually, I was priced pretty cheap if I'm being honest, so I don't know. But he could have easily just taken that and ran with it, right? And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to give away my secrets. They're going to take it and they're going to run with it. Here's the thing, man. like there really aren't that many secrets right now, if I'm being honest. Everyone has access to the internet, everyone has access to the same information. It's all about the implementation of that. So who's going to execute on it, who's going to be consistent, who's going to be good at communication, who's fun to work with, who's like a reliable person, right? So those are the things that they're looking out for. And then after the SOPs, I feel like I really closed him, and we got another meeting after that. I think it was another like pretty much an hour and a half, and the rest is history. That's how I got him. Yeah, these are the same principles, by the way, that I keep preaching. Same principles where it's like, bro, if you're struggling to get clients, it's probably because you're either not doing enough outreach, your portfolio is trash, which there's solutions to all of this, okay? So you're not doing enough outreach, your portfolio is trash, or you're not giving enough upfront value. That's really all it is.